Welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show on 94.7 The Pulse. Music, interviews, news and, well, two blokes chatting. Now, here are the two blokes.
Speaking of grouse, at 30 minutes past 9 o'clock, we should say good morning to our first guest for today, Robert.
Friend of the show, Ian Coves, on the way to the Coodabeens for the 400,000th time. Good morning, how are you?
Yes, I'm well, thanks. Good morning to you, Rob, to you, Neil, and all your listeners. And in fact, Stan the statistician from Stradbroke Island informs me it's actually show number 1,134.
Goodness gracious me.
He likes statistics, doesn't he?
He is, yes, indeed. He loves his facts and figures.
Yes, I thought that was the case.
I've heard him say that many times.
Indeed you have. Now, Cove, I've had an absolute gutful of this grand final preparation. 2 weeks is ridiculous.
Calm down. Here I was in the car, the lightest traffic for the year, just having a very pleasant drive up today, and you were off the long run within the first 15 seconds.
I've just had enough. Every time I turn the tally on, they're just rehashing the same stories with the same people or slightly different people with the same connection. It's just getting too much.
Do you know, I just discovered this morning, that it's 57 years since Melbourne won a premiership.
Really? Right.
What an amazing stat that is.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah, and apparently Ron Barassi was involved.
Oh, well, I'll tell you something else, Neil.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a bloke called Norm Smith, and he got the sack, and they've had a curse on them ever since.
Now, here's a stat that I have not heard, but I have recognised, and I'm happy for you to drop this one into your radio program this morning on Six Blokes Chatting if it's useful to you, and that is 57 years was the gap between Fitzroy's 1944 premiership and their 2001 premiership as the Brisbane Lions.
Well, why didn't that get a run in 2001?
Hey?
It's extraordinary.
We like to pull out the big stats here, and I reckon Stan would be surprised by that.
Yes. Now look, I've just been making some mental notes while I'm driving along. Just Rob, I imagine as usual, has said to you, Neil, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Well, fortunately, I've made some mental notes on your behalf.
Beautiful.
Thanks, mate.
One is in the introduction. Clearly, Rob was so concerned about putting his bowling mark back near the sight screen.
He was down Moorabool Street.
But he overlooked the fact, when you said Tim Zura, and he gives those little, pen portraits of him, did he say left arm spinner?
No, leg spinner.
He's a wicket keeper.
Well, he was for a while, but he bowled a bit of leg spin as well. He's very versatile, Timmy.
Can you send me some video evidence of that?
Yeah, I can.
We'll do what Chris Fagan does, and we'll, quote, go to the tape.
Well, you and Neil chat amongst yourselves, and I'll go to Google, and as Stan the statistician would, and I'll come back with some numbers for you.
Now, you also said that Nigel Lappin was going to Carlton.
Well, Neil Butler started that rumour, Ian. I must say. So I've yet to verify its truth.
Well, clearly today's edition of the Addy wasn't on the doorstep at the Pulse when you arrived today. You'll find a story, I think it's on the back page, of Josh Barnes that confirmed that he is in fact staying at Geelong.
Aha, good news. That's
as the development manager. Is that what they were talking about?
Not sure.
Yeah, there was.
I just thought it was interesting this week. With Nigel being rumoured or linked with a possible move to Michael Voss. I know he's very close to both players. It was like Chris Scott and Vossi were fighting over their boyfriend.
Well, you see, Vossi's got the added advantage of having the Australian Football League Coaches Association Assistant Coach of the Year on the staff. His name is Luke Power. I would have thought that the Carlton midfield might have done okay with a coaching lineup of Lappin, Voss, Power.
Yeah, pity about the forwards and the back line. That good in the
powerful in the engine room.
And can I also, just my final mental note was to apologise to Johnny Dinge, because when I do drive up of a Saturday, every second week I look forward to Elise Zotzis as well, but I look forward to the Dig with his fishing report, and I feel bad about it.
Well, what's going to happen is he's going to have to do a whole different approach, because the fish you catch at 9:10 are probably different to the fish that you catch at 9:45.
Yeah, they'll be off the bite by 9:45.
In fact, I was in a position to go down to the Geelong waterfront yesterday. Not a snotty trevally to be seen.
No, not even one with a clean nose.
I tell you...
Can I just go back to your long run?
Yeah.
Gee, I'm glad Geelong's not in the grand final. I quite agree with you. Fans having to sit around waiting for 2 weeks for your team to play, it's a nonsense.
Well, in stark contrast to 2004, not that I'm bitter after 17 years, where the AFL insisted that Brisbane played a game, I think, against Geelong at the MCG, and then 6 days later front up at the MCG again for a grand final.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that we had earned the right to play the game in Brisbane. It's a national comp, Ian.
Well, of course, that particular night you would have had trouble bringing that up with the then CEO, because he went to the opera that night. That's in Geelong final. He went to the opera.
That's right.
Just to backtrack a little, Ian, in both Tim Zora's tours of England, he topped the first-class bowling averages for the Australians in 1989 with an average of 9, and 1993 with an average of 20.8. There you go.
How many wickets did he take?
Took 1 in 1989 and 12 in 1993, bowling his leg spin. However, he did not bowl at Test or one-day international level, but he certainly bowled a bit for WA.
Yeah, so that record's got an asterisk next to it.
It has indeed.
Oh, no, but we don't want an asterisk next to it, because asterisks on the running sheet mean they're dead.
Oh, okay.
So poor old Ronnie Barker and Robert Muldoon, they've both got asterisks today, as has Christopher Reeve, sadly.
Now, Cove, we've seen a lot of Footscray and Melbourne legends churned out in the last 4 weeks. Had the privilege of talking to one Dougie Hawkins on the radio yesterday morning. Are you going to be having the great man on this morning, because he just fits in nicely with you lot?
No, we haven't got the Hawk on the list this morning. I figured he might be otherwise occupied. They'll all be after him. We're actually going to talk to Neil Cordy.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
Well, see, over the years we've talked a lot of parents on Grand Final Day outside the MCG. We had lots of mums and dads of players from the competing sides. This year we're going down the uncle and auntie route. We've got Neil Cordy, of course, who's Zane's uncle. And in the interest of balance, we've got Jake Bowie's aunt, who is Belinda Bowie. And she played 350 games of footy for the St Kilda Sharks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
She's an absolute legend in women's footy.
Yes.
We've had her on the show before.
Right up there with the Debbie Lees of the world.
Sorry, go again?
Right up there with the Debbie Lees of the world.
Who's Debbie Lee? She played 300 games too.
Yep.
We've taken a leaf out of the Coodabeen's book this morning on that same theme, Cove, because when we hang up from you, we're going to be taking it to a level I'm sure you have in the past. We're going to be talking to a grandmother of a footballing legend of recent times, so we're very excited about that.
A grandmother of a footballing legend?
Yes, indeed. When you win a Brownlow medal, you become a legend, and the life of the Wines family may have started in Anglesea, and Nana's still very close, so we're going to be talking to her soon.
Oh, fantastic. Actually, I saw someone the other day say, is that some sort of record Anglesea's produced? Well, they've had 2 fathers of Brownlow medalists playing a premiership side in 1986, I think it was. Yeah,
that'd be, And they were probably playing against Roger Boak, the late, great Roger Boak, who's connected to Travis. So this neck of the woods has got a great footy history, Cove.
In fact, that side that had Patrick Dangerfield and Ollie Wine's father, I think might have also had Brian O'Keefe, who is a Norm Smith medalist's father.
That is correct. Brian, yes.
Yeah, wow.
6-time Anglesea Football Club best and fairest winner. He could play a bit.
Can you just tell us how many votes he polled in each of those weeks? You're going very well there.
I'm trying to bring some of Stan to the show. You've channeled Stan this morning. I'm right onto it.
That's funny.
There's plenty happening around the footy world, Cove. They could have been champions. Please don't tune in till after 11 o'clock this morning, because there won't be much in the first hour anyway, will there?
No, there's not. And I've got news for you too. we're on again next week, believe it or not. For the first time, we're coming back on the Saturday after the grand final. So that might appear to be a bonus for the listeners, but that's a bonus for me because I get to listen to you for one more Saturday in the car.
Magnificent.
And there's no rule against where you live. You can actually turn on 94.7 FM in your house during the off-season.
Yeah.
I will do that, but I'm just saying in terms of in the car.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because in the car is the Two Blokes Chatting is ideally suited for in the car, I reckon.
Well, I feel like you're in the back seat being suitably socially distanced.
Good point.
We'd have to be sitting on opposite sides of the car, you understand, with our masks on.
Yeah, I just had a glance in the rear vision mirror and I noticed yours is slipping a bit, Nick.
What, the standard of my presentation or my mask?
Just changing tack quickly, Cove. It'll be very soon and we'll be able to go and sit in the Bruce Moore room and watch a bit of cricket. I was thrilled last night to see the Australian cricket team continue their extraordinary run with a breathtaking last gasp victory against India to win their 26th consecutive ODI international, which is quite an amazing performance. And, of course, the Geelong Cricket Club has two teams playing Premier Cricket this year, so there's great excitement in the village around the cricket season.
Yes, and I think we're going to see some of those young guys take the next, take another step at Geelong, and they've got some other exciting new ones coming through as well, so that's good. Hey, just on that cricket last night, as you both appreciate, among the superstitions of cricket, what is one big superstition or one ritual you have to perform when there's a tight finish occurring in a match?
Don't move. Do not get out of that seat.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I'd gone to bed last night, and then a friend sent me a text to say, going down to the wire in the women's one-dayer, and I said, I'm in bed. I better go up and have a look. He said, no. And he gave me a ball-by-ball description on the text.
It was an amazing finish, an incredible performance, and I tell you what, we know that women's sport in general is improving rapidly, but the quality of the cricket last night, not just as a spectacle because it was close, but the quality of the bowling and batting was just amazing, and women's cricket is very, very good entertainment.
And of course, the best thing about it was it was surrounded in controversy.
Yes, it was.
Was it a no ball, Rob?
Look, I've hated that rule since its inception, Ian, and it was one of those that I reckon it would have hit her in the belly button, so I guess that means it probably was, but in the spirit of the game, no, it wasn't, and I felt very sorry for India, who had played superbly. May
I just channel my grandfather, who would have said to me, have a look in the scorebook, son. I used to have a ritual and the good thing was when I was describing my innings to my grandfather, normally about 1/6 of the deliveries involved me going out, and I'd say, but I don't reckon it was. I don't reckon I hit it, and he'd go, have a look in the scorebook, son.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, your grandfather's probably still not around for you to be able to say, oh, the scorebook's all very well, Grandpa, but have a look at the video.
Yes, that has changed the game indeed.
Oh, has it ever?
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here presenting with a man they call Snicko, so... Ian Cover, we should probably let you get driving because we've got a grandma to talk to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
But we would like to take this opportunity to wish you the very well for your grand final special, because I think the numbers, notwithstanding the fact the numbers of people who listen to your program is very high anyway, but I reckon you get a few extras on grand final day. So we wish you well. That we hope you don't break a leg, but you know what I mean.
Exactly. Well, judging by the lack of traffic, there's not, everyone is in their homes hovering over the radio.
Well, and why wouldn't they?
They're all tuned to 94.7 The Pulse.
At the moment, yes, we hope so.
Yes, indeed.
Close getting, isn't it?
That's it.
Good on you, Cove. Really appreciate your time again. Where you are definitely filling the bill of friend of the show, and
whether you
means
like it
a lot
or not.
to us. Yes.
Well, and can I just say thank you for keeping me company during the year, and you're certainly filling the bill of keeping the listeners' company.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate. And when this thing is over, one day this war will end. We're going to get you in here, and you can, during the off season, of course, because you can't do two things at once. But during the off season, come and have a chat to us in the flesh, as it were.
Oh no, I'll just sit in the car
out the front and wave. Thanks, mate.
Good on you, Cove. All the best.
Happy grand final night to you, and go well off the long run.
We will indeed.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Bye-bye.